The world is unprepared for the next major eruption. Volcanologists are warning concerning super-eruptions. Now we have a lot of, the past week we've had a lot of eruptions. La Palma, Kilauea, now I would say a week, maybe a month. And yesterday we had the Mount Ato sudden surprising eruption, pyroclastic flow eruption in Japan. Now global trade, communications, financial systems could all be broken by a huge eruption. Via Nature magazine explaining the world needs to do more to prepare for the next huge volcanic eruption, a team of leading scientists warns us. The devastating Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004, the Tohoku Earthquake in Japan 2011, highlighting some of the worst case scenarios for natural disasters. But humanity has not had to deal with a cataclysmic volcanic disaster since 1815, when the eruption of Tambora in Indonesia was caused victims of tens of thousands of people and also led to the year without a summer from the volcanic winter in Europe and North America. Such world-altering blasts rank at 7 or more on the Volcanic Explosivity Index, VEI for short. It's a scale that rates eruptions, and it goes up to the highest being 8. The next VEI 7 eruption could occur within our lifetimes, or it could be hundreds of years down the road. This is what Chris Newhall says. He's a volcanologist with the Marianas Garden and Nature Center in San Domenico, Philippines. But the time to have the discussion is now, he says, so that researchers and government officials can plan and prepare before an emergency strikes. Well, what can they do concerning a super eruption? Only evacuations, I would say. But then again, what happens to our atmosphere and our environment? Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Newhall is the lead author of the paper published in Geosphere and exploring the potential consequences of the next VEI 7 eruption. His co-authors are volcanologist Stephen Self of University of California, Berkeley, with whom Newhall devised the VEI Scale 2 in 1982, and Alan Robach, climate scientist at Rutgers University in New Jersey. All three have researched the VEI 5 eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington state in 1980, and the VEI 6 eruption of Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines of 1991. And those, of course, caused the devastation to hundreds of people and disrupting entire regions. Pinatubo even spewed enough sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere to cause global cooling. But a VEI 7 eruption would be of an entirely different scale. In the year 2057 AD, a VEI 7 eruption in what is now Indonesia probably cooled the planet down enough to kick off a centuries-long cold snap called the Little Ice Age, Robach says. These things are hugely important for the planet, but the next one will take place in quite a different environment, he says, because now we are a globalized world. Agriculture, health, care, financial systems, and other aspects of modern life are much more globally interconnected than they were just a few decades ago, scientists say. 8 years ago, an eruption that ranked just VEI 3 in Iceland, well, it was about 20 years, well, 10 years ago, grounded European air traffic for days because of the danger of flying through volcanic ash. The event caused an estimated $5 billion in economic losses. Newhall's team says that researchers should start to prepare for a VEI 7 eruption by studying potential effects on crucial communication links, such as how atmospheric moisture and volcanic ash could interfere with global positioning system signals. Others could work to improve their understanding of how large amounts of magma accumulate and erupt, helping scientists to forecast where the next VEI 7 event might occur. All these are, of course, difficult things to predict. The researchers already have a long list of candidate volcanoes that might be capable of a VEI 7 blast. And they include the Taupo volcano in New Zealand. It's one of the supervolcanoes of the Earth. It last erupted 26,500 years ago. It's the site of the world's last VEI 8 eruption. And also Iran's Mount Damavand, which lies only 50 kilometers from Tehran, Iran. Now, preparing for a rare but deadly eruptions is as important as dealing with smaller, more frequent ones, says Janine Krippner, volcanologist, Concord University in Athens, West Virginia. She says even with the lower probability of these larger events, when they do occur, people will look to scientists, emergency managers, governments, and other entities and expect them to be prepared, she says. And we owe it to our communities to be researching potential devastating eruptions so we can guide people on what to do. This by Alexander Witt's Nature magazine on Bended Reality. And for us who want to know how many times this happened and how big they were, this is a little map. The volcanic eruptions, volume of each bubble linearly proportional to the volume of tephra. And you can see these two huge ones here in the Yellowstone Caldera. This one here being Tambora, 1815, Yellowstone Caldera. Timeline of volcanism, mostly VEI 6 within 2,000 years. List of large volcanic eruptions, 19th century, 20th century, at least 4, as well as notable smaller eruptions. 19th century, at least 4, okay. Large historic volcanic eruptions, VEI 5 to 7. And a list of volcanic eruptions within the past 50 million years, VEI 6 to 8. Let's go to see what they are. This is what they are. Volcanic Explosivity Index, measurement of explosiveness of volcanic eruptions, devised by Chris Newhall. We just referred to him before, the United States Geological Survey. Volume of products, eruption cloud heights, qualitative observations, gentle to mega colossal. And the scale is open-ended, the largest eruption in history given a magnitude 8. A value 0 for non-explosive eruptions, defined as less than 10,000 cubic meters, or 350,000 cubic feet of tephra. Mega colossal explosions, 240,000 cubic miles of tephra, have a cloud column height of over 66,000 feet. The scale is logarithmic, and each interval on the scale representing a tenfold increase in the observed ejecta criteria. And these are the size of them. This is 7, Yellowstone Caldera, Yellowstone Caldera, 600 some odd thousand years ago. That was the last super-eruption. Tambora, Pinatubo, 10 cubic kilometers. Mount St. Helens, 1 cubic kilometer. That was a 4 to 5. Monoinyo craters, past 5,000 years. Anything from 1 to 3, as we can see here. Monoinyo are close to, of course, Long Valley Caldera and Ridgecrest. And the ejecta, here we have, look at this. Lacher See volcano, that's in Germany. There it is, right? That's the supervolcano. Okay, in Germany. And Nevado de Toluca in Mexico. Veniaminov, that's in the Aleutian Islands. Okay, and a lot more there. Let's go to the 7, Explosivity 7. Mesa Falls, 1.3 million years ago, BC. Look at that. Look at all this. Mesa Falls tough. It's mountains full. Valles Caldera in Mexico, northern New Mexico. Okay, that Peregrine Fields and in Naples, Italy. Montezuma. Okay, and then we have Kikai Caldera in Japan. Mount Taupo. Okay, this is one of the supervolcanoes of New Zealand, or of the world. It's in the northern island of New Zealand. It's in New Zealand. Thera volcano that erupted They say that it could have been the eruption that took place around the time of the exodus of Moses and Israel from Egypt. And that was about 1600 BC, destroying the Minoan settlement. Okay, that was the 7, Explosivity. And then we have the 8, Wawa Springs in west central Utah. And that's one of the United States supervolcanoes. We don't talk too much about that. We should look into that. Utah has a lot of volcanoes there. Okay, that was about 30 million years ago. And then La Garita, Colorado. You know, the whole west coast is full of these huge, massive explosions. 26 million years ago. Japan. Huckleberry Ridge, of course, having to do with Yellowstone, 2.1 million years ago. Yellowstone Caldera, okay, that was the super-eruption of 630,000 years ago. Look at that, Lava Creek Tuff, huge mountainfuls. Wakamaru, again in northern, that's New Zealand. And Toba, 1850, no, that's, okay, Indonesia. And Mount Taupo, 26, Toba was 74,000 years ago. Taupo, 26,000 years ago. Again, a super eruption on the North Island of New Zealand, and the anthropologists said that they believe that only the extinction level of the event was so great from that they believe that only 2,000 human couples were left after that extinction. You can imagine the devastation that's wrought by these super eruptions. So are we able to protect Earth from this? Well, obviously no. Unless we find some little place to pile everybody into to protect ourselves. I have no idea how they're going to mitigate a super eruption or how they can protect the population from such a thing. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. This was some information from Wikipedia as well. Thank you.